Hola YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, and I am BeautyByLinnoria. Thank you so much for spending this morning, this afternoon, this evening, or this late night, whenever you're watching this video. Thank you so much for spending time with me. We're not going to talk too much. We're going to go ahead and get into this hot mess of a makeup look that we managed to pull together to create something that actually works. As you start to watch this video, just know it started out being a very normal makeup look, which is something quick on the eyes. The eyes should have been done in 10 minutes. Foundation. This is literally a 19-minute look. But then my eyes started watering. One of the products that I was using started to change, and it morphed into something that I'm going to say, just watch the video. Get a snack. Grab granola bar, grab a bowl of cereal, or if you're like me, go ahead and order your Uber Eats so you can actually have an actual meal while you're watching YouTube. But let's go ahead and get into this look together. I am going to be going over a couple of new products, you know, first impressions of those actual new products, and of course using some of my traditional holy grails. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and get into the look.
You're my bitter one, taking me home.
So we already have the eyebrows done and muted out, and I also went ahead and muted out my eyelids as well. So I did go ahead and use my Urban Decay primer potion. This is the original one that I used to actually go ahead and do the base for my actual eyelids and also eyebrows. The eyebrows, of course, is my ColourPop pencil and Jet Set Black. This is the Precision Brow Pencil, so I had to open up a new one. And I did go ahead and use today the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and I used the shade Golden Honey, which is not the right shade for me. This is actually just blending in with my actual skin tone, so it doesn't provide any type of actual highlighting for me, so that won't work. I need to go back and get an actual lighter shade. So yeah. And I also went ahead and primed my skin, washed, exfoliated, moisturized my skin with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And I went ahead and also primed with my MAC Oil Control Lotion. So we're going to go ahead and get into this eye look. Part of this eye look is going to be done using my Sleek Makeup Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette in the shade Dark. And I'm going in with just a regular Jessup blending brush, a flat top blending brush. And I'm going to use this shade right here on the end. And I'm just going to lightly run this through my actual crease, just to give a little bit of definition to my crease. And I did go ahead and use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer on top of the actual primer to go ahead and mute out my eyelids, because this look is going to be a really simple top eyeshadow look, but I did want to go ahead and get it muted out first, because I actually plan on going in and doing something else. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and take my Life's a Drag. This is Mini MUH palette. I love this palette. Your personal feelings and drama aside, this is actually a beautiful palette. And for me, it's more about the actual makeup and how it actually performs. Unless it's some severe drama that causes me to completely cancel a brand or a person. Yeah, we all make mistakes and we all do stupid stuff. But you do have to learn to grow and move forward from that. Has he actually learned and grown forward and moved forward from it? Don't know. But, you know, you just really have to make sure you're taking into consideration the people that are around you that may be influencing you at the time. And that is really a big thing. But anyway, in this palette, I'm going to go in and mix the shade Cake Face and Sickening. These first two shades. And I'm just using an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. And I'm just going in with this. And I'm just going to go ahead and go across my brow with that. And I'm also going to go ahead and go across the eyelid with it. A little bit more white when I get to the actual brow, just to bring in a little bit more highlighting on the actual brow. So this way I make sure I have that concealer set. I did set it with the loose setting powder. And this is just going over, making sure I keep the integrity of the actual look. And because this shade also acts as a lid shade, I'm able to go ahead and pretty much take it all over the actual, from the brow to the actual lid. Because the real work that I'm going to put in is going to be coming in from the actual crease. And now I'm just going back into that Sleek palette using the same color. And because it is a bronzer that I'm actually using, does get a little bit kickback. But I just needed that warm brown coming through my actual crease. See? I just need the warm brown coming through my crease for it to actually make sense with the look that I'm about to do. And I just want to make sure it's blown out. So how have you guys been? I hope your week has been a very beautiful week. I am surprised that 2019 started off the way it did, with so much happening on the heels of the R. Kelly docu-series, and then, you know, everything else is going on with the journalists from BET and also Fairyy. So I'm just like, what in the heck? But at the same point in time, victims have a voice. No matter when it happens, no matter how it happens, if you are a victim, no one should re-victimize you when you decide to tell your story. But I also think that you also have to take that with a grain of salt and make sure that this whole turn of events we have doesn't turn into an actual witch hunt, because that in itself can be something much, 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 much worse. So just going in and doing the actual crease work just to lay down just a little bit of color. And now I'll go ahead and go in with, okay, I'll use my Sonia G, the Worker 1 brush. And I'm just going to go in with the contour shade right here, just to deepen it up just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. I just need just a little definition coming through here. And this will be it with the actual eyeshadow. Because I used the concealer that was pretty much the same color as my actual skin color, it really muted out my actual eyelids and actually provided a color all on its own. So just going in and setting it with some other shadows just brings my look all together. And all I wanted to do was just go in and just deepen that up just a little bit. So looking straight on and looking down, I just needed just a little bit of depth. Because today, I'm doing something out of my norm, but something I saw when I was looking at a couple of pictures on Instagram that I was like, you know how you take and you draw inspiration for different things, and you don't actually just use just one thing, you actually put them together? I saw a couple of looks that I wanted to just combine. So I did take inspiration. I took inspiration from a lot of different photos that I was looking at on Instagram for this particular look. I'm not a fan of using concealer as a base because for me, it never works. Like, it's already starting to do that right there. That and the fact that I have watery eyes. So while I'm busy doing my eyes, I don't like actually having anything on them like that. So I have to go back in and fix that with my actual foundation. So those are the eyes for right now. And what I'll go ahead and do now at this point, since the eyes are done. Yeah, the eyes are done. So now we'll go ahead and go into face products. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Loreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This is in the shade 515. And I was thinking that this one may be just a little too dark for me. It's a runny foundation. So we're going to go in and actually see. Yeah, it is. So yeah, it's a little too dark for me, but I'm going to go ahead and make that work. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques. This is the Instaface Pop Brush. So I'm going to be using this again. And I'll just go ahead and put this on. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush. And the reason why I wet my brush is because it gives more mobility to the actual products when you're going in, blending and moving it around. And this does dry pretty fast, so I am working pretty fast in a light layer with it. And it does cover pretty good. Any acne scars I may have had, that BB mole by my mouth, with just a light coverage, does cover pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. And remember to take it back in this area, guys, so it blends down evenly with your actual face. So I'm pretty happy with that. I used about 2 pumps to go ahead and cover my entire face. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the actual NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. And the same one I use for my eyebrows and eyelids, I'll go ahead and use that on my face in Golden Honey. This is a matte concealer, so I hope that I'm able to go ahead and get the coverage that I need from it. Because sometimes with the matte concealer, they'll actually start to dry down so fast that it makes it hard to move it and really build up and put the coverage where you actually need it. So this is my first time using both of these products from NYX and also Loreal. So this is pretty much a first impression. So I'll go ahead and blend out the nose and the forehead first. That blends beautifully. Now let's go in and actually see a concealer. This is definitely one of those concealers that I'll let sit for a little more coverage. I'm comparing this concealer to my ColourPop concealer, which is one of my favorite concealers of all time. I'm also comparing this to my Maybelline Fit Me and Age Rewind, and also the Makeup Revolution concealer. And not a fan. I'm gonna keep blending to see if my mind changes about it, or if I just needed to build it up and put more product down. Carving out the eyebrows and doing the eyebrows, this worked perfectly. But I don't know if I'm a fan of this. Maybe I should try it more with different foundations and a different base to see if that is where my problem is coming in. Because sometimes your concealer can act different depending on the actual products you put with it. Like, it can go ahead and act funny depending on the actual primer you use, the moisturizer you use, and also the ingredients within the actual foundation. So I'll try this again with a different one. Now, I love it on my eyebrows. Absolutely love it on my eyebrows. But on my actual face, not so much. And I'm just using my Midnight mixed powder with banana and topaz in the top, and in the bottom is 2 darker colors. But I just put it in this container because the Midnight containers, I don't have time for that. It's just team doing too much. And with this one, let's bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm saying. With this one, it creases. It's causing creasing. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But we're going to go ahead and blend it back. So this way I don't actually set the creases in. And you do definitely want to move fast with this one. I'm just blending out the product around my nose before I go in and set it. So this way I don't set any gathering of product or creases. Now the foundation, I'm liking the foundation so far. It hasn't settled in any fine lines or wrinkles. It doesn't exaggerate any of my pores, anything like that. So I'm pretty cool with that. Now I always go in and over powder around my mouth because my smile lines will definitely tell me. And around my nose is always doing something weird. Okay, so this review first impression is turning into something else completely different. Was not expecting or ready for that per se. And I'll go back in with my Patrick Star MAC, the Patrick's powder, and set the rest of the face while we're here. Because there are a few other products that I want to go ahead and try. And I'm just using my Kokie 618 brush to go in and set the rest of the face. Now that we have the powder brushed and dust away from the face, while we still have you pulled in this close, I'm going to go ahead and start on the actual eyeliner for this look. And I'm using my Tarte's Clay Paint Liner, and this is in the shade Black. This is one of my favorite type of gel type liners. And I'm just going in with, this is a very old e.l.f. brush that I got at Walmart like 10 years ago. So, and I use it because it has a really small, fine point that we're about to play with this liner. I'm about to do a very dramatic line for my liner. And when you're working with this product, you want to work with it from the actual lip right there. You also want to work with just a little bit of pressure as you're pushing it up. Don't go in and push too hard, but do apply a little bit of pressure. This little plate thing they give you to work off of actually becomes a great way to avoid mess and to help you with the cleanup process. So I'm just going to go in and line. Now when you're using these type liners, they're definitely going to require just a little bit more work than if you would just use a regular liquid liner. But the reason why I love these liners is because once they go on and get into place, they don't budge, move, or anything. And I also use this on my inner waterline because this will go in and not budge. And I'll close my eyes and squeeze pretty tightly. And it actually will go ahead and tight line the upper part for me as well, because it's still wet and going through that actual drying process and phase. Now, while the eyeliner is drying, I'm going to go ahead and take my Aqua Assurance. This is from J Cat Beauty, and this is in the shade Honey. And I'm going to go ahead and use this under the actual eyes. And this will just help brighten. And it has a slight sheen to it, which will give my under eyes a healthier effect and a healthier look. So I absolutely love this. And I also take and go in and mix that with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Peaches and Cream. This one right here. I'll go in and take and mix that with it and just go in under the eyes. Same thing on the other side. It just gives it, you see the sheen? You see the sheen that it's giving it? Versus nothing over here versus that sheen. So when you go in and set it, it's going to melt it perfectly into the skin and it'll give you really healthy under eyes. I do not like this NYX concealer at all. It's moving and doing weird things. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. It's only happening under my eyes, which is super weird because I don't have that problem under my eyes. So I don't know why that's happening. Again, before I completely say I hate it, I'm going to try it with a different primer and a different foundation base. But so far, I'm not a fan. And the little easy work we did through the actual eyeshadow starts to pull off and come in now. See, it's giving me, my under eyes don't crease like that. My under eyes never crease like that, but it's creasing with this one. And I don't understand. It's like, it's giving me a fold that I don't even have. Like, weird. But again, it could be the extra primer, so we're not going to go too far into that. Let's take you back out. So let's go ahead and set the actual eyebrows. And for my eyebrows, I'm going to go ahead and use my ColourPop. This is the Brow Boss Gel. And we'll go ahead and set these down. But before I actually go in and set them down, let's go ahead and put some powder in them, just to make sure any and all gaps are filled in and taken care of. And I'm just using my Italian Crooks. This is the Brow Gal, the one that I always use, guys, the only one that I use. And I'm using it on a Just Up 237 Detail Shader. And I'm just going in and making sure any sparse areas are filled in with this product. And when I get to the front, I'll mix the first two together. And I'll just go in like that. So it helps me with the ombre look for my brows. But it also makes sure I don't have like any sparseness with my actual brows. And now I'll just go back in with my actual spoolie. Brush that powder and product through. And now I'll go in and set it on down. And once I finish doing that to my eyebrows, I'll typically go back in and just smooth it out, the tails, with my actual fingers. Just to make sure they are in place. So, since this is a complete first impression style actual get ready with me video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Laurasia Anissa. I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but she's the Red Fairy here on YouTube, and I'll leave her information. I'll put her information up. But this is her Allure lashes, and this is by Laurasia Andrea. I'm sorry about Laurasia Andrea, the red fairy. I have a haul coming because I have so many more lashes than just this from her. This style is going to be Nita. And I think I'm going to use the Nita style today. Because I had pulled out the style Raven. Because of the look that I was about to do. But these bad boys are so pretty and so big. I don't know. I may do it. Because I got something totally different coming with my actual eyes. So before I even get ready to put that on, I want to go ahead and, you know, my eyes water, guys. So when my eyes water, I just go in before it creates a hot mess with my actual face. But before I actually do that, I want to go ahead and go into the sleek makeup. I got the Cleopatra's Kiss. I'm sorry, this isn't Cleopatra's Kiss. Today I'm going to use the Copper Plate with sleek makeup. And this is what it looks like on the inside. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight first. Even though I haven't went in and bronzed or did anything just yet. I'm going to go ahead and highlight first. And this is so pretty. I'm just mixing the top two shades. And just going in with it. When my eyes water, it'll take away my foundation and concealer right here in my inner corners. And I have to go back in and fix that. So this is part of the reason why I hate seeing my eyes water like that. Because I know what I have to do to go in and fix it. And I absolutely hate having to do that. But I'm going to show you how I would go in and fix that. Because I know some of you guys may have watery eyes. And you may look at your concealer in the middle of the day and be like, oh God, what happened? How do I fix this? So I'm going to show you how we fill that in. How we'll fix that. But let's go ahead and grab some actual blush. Today I want to go ahead and use my Le Flamme blush palette. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques. This is the Instapop cheek brush. And I'm going to go ahead and go in and do purple. We're going to go ahead and use this purple right here. And on women of color, if you are NC 42, NW40 or darker, purple is going to be such a beautiful, it's so beautiful on women of color. Now, if you're any lighter than that, of course, I don't recommend you going in and using purple because it's going to come out bruisey type on your actual cheeks. But for women of color, of course, the lighter you are in that spectrum, when it comes to women of color, you want to use a lighter hand. But the deeper you are, you can use just a little bit more because it is beautiful on women of color. And the reason why I love my Le Femme blushes is because a little goes a long way. And they're highly pigmented and they actually don't fade off throughout the actual day. So you're not going in the bathroom at work or at church or at the club or whatever. And you're like, well, what happened to my blush? It was there, but it isn't there anymore. You don't have those problems with Le Femme blush. And Le Femme, you get it from Camera Cosmetics, so that's where I got mine from. The socialite Sandy, she talked about it 3 years ago. And after she talked about it, it showed it. I went and got them just to try to see, you know, do I like these blushes? Me, being, you know, the person I am, I ordered all of these plus 2 other ones in the first go around without actually seeing if I actually liked the product. But, you know, that's just how I am. So we're going to go ahead and go back in here and we're going to go ahead and do just a little bit of bronzing with the actual skin. I am using the BH Cosmetics. This is the Bronze Babe. This is their Brilliance bronzer. And I'm using this on Juvia's J121 Angle Contour Brush. So I'm going to go ahead and go in and bronze with this. Woo. 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 Okay. Hold on. I'm going to take my Morphe E5 and let's see what I can do to go in here and fix this. Because it leaves a darkening right there. You can see, so you can get my hair out the way. See, you see that shadow? But it also goes a little gray, so I don't. Maybe I just went in with too much product. I'm gonna keep going. It is a Brilliance bronze, so I was expecting that sheen. So the sheen isn't the problem. The sheen isn't the reason why I'm looking like what's going on. It's just that initial darkening that caught me off guard. To where I was like, I don't know what's really going on with that. I'm just going back over with the actual fan brush with Morphe and just really blending those products together. Because the key is blending, blending, blending. I did not expect this tutorial to go this way at all. But let's show you how I would fix that. Okay, you can see how, because I have watery eyes, how it's taking away the concealer. So I'm going to go in and show you how I fix that. I'm going to go ahead and take Fawn. This is my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Fawn. And I can't even say I'm mad that this happened at this point in time. Going back in with my Morphe E15 to blend it out. Because I'll go ahead and use this moment to go in and fix it. I use the Fawn to lay down a base in my inner corner. And of course, I'll go back in with just a little bit more on the, it's always one stubborn eye. Whenever you're doing makeup, it's always one part that's just stubborn. This one that actually doesn't want to actually keep any product right here. I'm going to leave that alone. It'll be blended out like this one. This one will be blended out like this one in just a moment. But while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and do what I wanted to do with the actual eye look anyway. Because the insides are going to be done. I'm going in and taking Campy from the Manny palette. And I'm taking that on Jessup 234 like Luxy Smoky Shader from Jessup. I'm going to go ahead and lay that yellow down. And I'm just going directly in on top of that wet base. That's why I was saying I really wasn't worried too much about it because I knew I was going to go in and base it. And now I'll go in, I'm taking a Morphe E14 and really start to pack that color in. I use the first brush just to go in and put down actual base for the actual product. It starts to do this little halo thing to where it goes from orange to yellow, but it's pretty. And you'll just take and just blend it out. And now here on the other side, we'll go in underneath with the actual sponge and our original powder we used to actually set with. And we'll go back in and blend out that crease. And we'll just set powder here for now. Same thing on the other side. And now we'll go ahead and go back in. So now that we have that down, I'm going to go ahead and use another new release. And this is part of the haul you actually guys saw me put up earlier. And a lot of these items are going to be in my next haul that you guys saw. But this is the Explicit Black, and this is by Nars. And this is their Climax mascara. Again, I got the smaller version first to start me out, just to really see how I like it, the mini from Ulta Beauty. So we're going to go ahead and put this in on our actual eyelashes and just see how it actually works and what it actually does for our lashes. It's not like I have the world's prettiest, longest lashes, which is why you'll never see me put up a look without false lashes. The really pretty Jackie Aina, Kathleen likes type of lashes, yeah, no. We was in another line when God was giving out lashes. It's probably in the chicken line. Because I typically don't care about the mascara on the top because I don't have lashes there anyway. So I'm putting on false lashes anyway. What I care is how the mascara performs on my bottom lashes. Because I actually have lashes here. So I can actually see and tell if it's going to be pretty good or not. And I also know that certain lash mascaras don't perform immediately right out the tube the way you want them to. But give them a week or two, or leave the tube open for about an hour to help aid in drying it out, and then use it. Let's see if you like it. Because sometimes fresh out the tube is too wet. On the days when your foundation, when your makeup, your overall makeup is flawless, people see, but they don't see. But on the days where eyelash is wonky or something's going on, something is weird, starting to create a raccoon eye, I guarantee you, everybody at work want to come to your desk that day, or everybody in church want to come in and speak to you, or whatever it may be. The day you look a hot mess with makeup is the day everybody wants to all of a sudden come speak to you. Trust. You in the picture looking like Mimi for the Drew Carey show, because not because you didn't know how to do makeup, it's just something happened and it just went wrong. I actually like this mascara. On my bottom lashes, I actually like this mascara. I want lashes. You know what, guys? We're about to do lashes. I'm going to do the Raven lashes. I'm going to do these. These lashes will play no games. And I'm here for it. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. That's going to be so pretty. But it's way too long for my eye. And now I'm going back in with the actual highlighter. Pretty much I didn't use all the shades. I just mixed all the shades together in here, to be honest with you. Okay, guys, so here it is with the actual lashes on now. The pink is not something that I was actually going to add. I just wanted to keep the yellow here and that just be it for the eyes and the lashes. But the pink, which is Kiki. Made it pronounce it in the video. I can't remember how to pronounce it. But I just took and put that there because my eyes just kept watering and watering. So sometimes when that happens, I'll go in and I'll take a different eyeshadow and actually put that in the area. So where even if it waters, it's kind of hidden a little bit. And I just went ahead and dragged a little bit of yellow underneath the actual eye. So this is not the actual eye look that I was planning, but turned out cute anyway. I like it anyway. But what I was telling you guys, going in here, and I was going to go ahead and do a nude lip for you guys because I really want to go ahead and use an actual black lip. I actually want to do black lips with this. That would be so pretty. But I'm going to go ahead and do a nude lip, and I'm going to use my Jeffree Star. Oh, this is a hot mess video. I'm using Manny MUA, Jeffree Star, and Kat Von D. This is a hot mess. Why don't I go ahead and pull out one of my Loreal palettes and throw that in here? Why don't I go ahead and pull out some Jaclyn Hill? This is a hot mess video. Back to the makeup. So I'm using Jeffree Star Dominatrix, and I'm going to use Kat Von D Bow and Arrow to create this nude lip. Even though I'm not truly a fan of nude lips, I'll probably take it off in my next videos and actually do a black lip. But for this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a nude lip. And again, you guys know I'm not a fan of lip liner. I much rather use this liquid lipsticks for that. I'll line with that, and then I'll go in with my bow and arrow. And put the bow and arrow down. And I'll use the bow and arrow to go over everything. And just to lighten that up just a little bit, since it's coming off a little too deep, I'm going to use my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. And this is in the shade Loyalist. I'm going to hit that right in here. And now I'm going to go in with the lip gloss. This is the Gellar Color Luster Lip Gloss. And this is in the shade Bare Topaz. And it's going to give that type of look to it. It's really pretty. It's a glittery. But I like it because of the way it spreads out. And how, even though it has glitter particles in it, and it does have a deeper base, it becomes a perfect lip gloss for women of color. Because it'll still keep everything, see? It'll still keep whatever original color you have underneath it. But it'll just kick it up and add something else additional to it. I'm going to go ahead and set this with L'Oreal Paris. And this is the Infallible Pro spray and set. This is their makeup extending setting spray. And there we have it, guys. This is my hot mess get ready with me. I don't know what happened when we started talking about R. Kelly, then we went into Dramageddon, and then we went into using everybody who hates everybody in the beauty community on one face. This is my hot mess makeup tutorial. If you've made it to this point, hopefully you've learned something. We probably did. You probably did. And yeah, you probably did. This was your opportunity to see a complete crap show happen. But again, my name is Lynn, and thank you so much for spending your time with me today. As always, you know I definitely love when you spend time with me, and come back for my next tutorials. And of course, I have some unboxings and stuff. And some of the stuff I showed you here in this video is a part of an unboxing that I'm actually going to put up so you guys are able to see the products, get a little bit more information about the products, and actually where to buy the products. But yeah, love you, and thank you so much, YouTube.